Alright,
Thank
are we
you.
ready? Welcome everyone once again to our regular service. As you know, we are in the period of Holy as well, and hopefully we'll get enough people here to join in a little bit of Choctaw today. If we can, well, so be it.
We can.
Mike,
But we'll see how it goes. Let's.
the mic.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. So welcome once again. Let's please stand for the opening. Om Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsacharurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatguru Om Adakshe Varde Devi Akshare Brahmavadi Gayatri Jagat Mata Vishnu Namaste Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Trayambakam Yajamane Sarvam Shivardhanam Urvarupamandhanam Nibhyo Mukshyamanita Om Prithvi Tvaya Vidaloka Devi Kam Vishnu Mahavrita Tvam Charayana Devi Pavitram Guru Chasam Om Shri Prithvi Mata Yo Namah Namami Listen. Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarvashtanga Api Va Yashmarit Pundrikaksham Savahya Bhayantara Suchi Asprakshalanam Samarpyami Govindaya Namah Om Amritopastarnavasi Swaha Om Amrita Pidhanvasi Swaha Om Satyam Yasha Shrimai Shri Shrayatam Swaha Asprakshalanam Samarpyami Govindaya Namah Om Kushmule Sito Brahma Kushmadye Jaladra Kusagare Sankram Deyo Kushgaram Karo Mayam Omina Vadho Bali Raja Danendro Mahabala Tirtham Pratibadnami Raksha Machala Machala. Alright, water in the left hand. Let's join in the Anusparshtam, purificatory rites. Touch lips first. Om Vangamase Astumos. Om Nasurme Parvastu eyes. Om Akshanor me Chakshurastu ears. Om Karnyor me Shotramastu arms. Om Bahur me Balmastu thighs. Om Urdho me Ujvastu arm. Om Anishtani me Angani. Tanustanva me Saha Santu. We invite all to join now in the benediction mantra, the Swasti Vacha. Om Hari Om Swastena Indro Bridasvara Swastena Pusha Vishvaveda Swastena Starksho Rishtanemi Swastino Brihaspati Dadhatu Om Paya Prithivya Paya Ushadishu Payo Divyantarikshe Payodha Payaswati Pradesha Santomyaham ओम विष्णुरात्मसि विष्णुष्णुतृष्टो विष्णुस्युरसि विष्णु ध्रुवसि विष्णुमसि विष्णुवेतवा ओम अग्निर्देवता वायुदेवता सूर्योदेवता चंद्रमा देवता वसो देवता रुद्रदेवता आदित्य देवता मरुतो देवता विश्वदेव देवता बृहस्पति देवता इंद्र देवता वरुण देवता ओम यौ शांतिर अंतरिक्ष गम शांति पृथ्वी शांतिर आकाश शांतिर औषधय शांतिर वनस्पति शांतिर विष्णुदेव शांतिर ब्रह्मा शांतिर सर्वगम शांतिर शांतिरेव शांति सामा शांतिरेधि ओम विश्वानि देवा सर्गर्वृतानि परास्व यद्भद्रं तनास्व ओम शुक्लं वरदं देवा शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्ते ओम शांति 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 भवन्तु। प्रेम से कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। शरणम प्रभु consecrate the building of the water. ओम भूरसि भूमिरसि ऋतिरसि विश्वहाय विश्वस्य भूरस्य धातुरे पृथ्वी अक्षा पृथ्वी त्रिगोणा पृथ्वी मही गोम सिर। प्रेम से पृथ्वी माता की जय। शरणम प्रभु। Flowers in the hand now. Flowers, of course, symbolizing coming from the heart. We offer our salutations, benedict and invocations of Bhagwan Sri Ganesha. Om Gajananam Bhutganaya Om Shokta Vinashakaratam Namani Vishwaraparapam Om Eham Maheshaputam Samasta Vigna Bhaganasya Raksham Mangala Puja Pradama Pradhanam Dharana Pujam Bhagavan Namaste Om Sarvamangalaye Shive Sarvata Sadike Jayani Pramati Gauri Narayani Namastute Sri Ganeshaya Namaha Namami Sri Gauri Mata Namaha Namami Ramyam Shobhanam Divyam Sarva Saukhyakaram Shubham Asanam Chamaya
Vakrakunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvara
Last times we join the glorification of the Lord as Ganesha. Om Jai Ganapati Sarvaguna Sadam Harivan Bhadra Kripa Vignan Mangalkaran Jai 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 Om Rachadanish Gauri Devi Swastana Parmeshwari Aham Puja Karishyami Om Sada Sannmukho Bhava. Praise Mr. Gauri Ganeshwar Bhagwan Ki Jai. Sharan Prabhu. Now we offer our salutations of worship. Mahalakshmi, Lakshmi, the dispenser of prosperity, of wealth, of health, of beauty, of fortune. Most importantly, in Hindu philosophy, light is a symbol of wisdom as opposed to darkness, that symbolizes ignorance. As we offer our praises today, we ask good evening in like manner that the light dispels the darkness of night. So may the darkness of ignorance be replaced by the light of spiritual wisdom. To this Mahalakshmi, we join in humble salutations. Om Om Lakshmi Karo Om Sri Mahalakshmi Mata Namavi Vayami Stapyami Pujyami Karishyami
मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसा दो आपकी लक्ष्मी मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसा दो आपकी मैया दुखों से पूरी आरती लक्ष्मी मैया आनंद देने वाली तेरी पूरी जगत
The first funds will glorify Bhagavan in the form of Mahalakshmi. Om Mahalakshmi Kari Kripa Mahalakshmi Namastuvyam Sureshwari Haripriye Namastuvyam Narayane Om Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namaste Namaste Namo Namaste Namo Prem se Mahalakshmi Mata ki jai Shravanam Prabhu. We offer salutations now to Sri Navgraha Yuta, Navgraha symbolizing the planets in our solar system. We as Hindus recognize, of course, that the energy from these planets, based upon the place and time of birth, as well as our own actions, can affect us both positively and negatively. For whatever negativity there may be in the position of these planets at any particular time in our lives, today we are asking Bhagavan to be our guide, to guide us through it whether the time is difficult and whether it's good too, to guide us for the most welfare, in the sense that the bad times can be changed to good and the good times can be better. So with that in mind, we offer praises today. We pray for peace in the heavenly regions, peace in the atmosphere, peace upon the earth, and especially for those of our members and community members who are ill, who are suffering in some way or the other from the negative energy of these planets. We are asking Bhagavan to be their guide, to make them well, to make them whole, that they may once more be able to contribute to their homes and to their families. And I have a list here. We have Srimati Janaki Samaru, Srimati Anjani Ramphal, Srimati Harde Ramprasad, Srimati Mary Manvahal, Shriman Roy Sankar, and Srimati Yolanda Bowen. And of course, you may know someone else in your family, in your surrounding, in your communication group that may not be doing so well. You can think of them now and call their names as we join in this peace mantra. Om Brahma Murari Sripuramatakari Manushivu Sutorasya Gurusya Sukharashyamiyamuketu Sarve Graha Shanti Kara Bhavantu Sarve Graha Shanti Kara Bhavantu Prem se Navgraha Vijay Sharanam Prabhu. At this time now we meditate on the all-pervasive Mahavishnu, Vishnu, the Bhagavan who becomes manifest from time to time and age to age for the benefit of humankind, by whose grace and blessings the dumb speaks, the lame walks, the blind sees, the impossible becomes possible. We are asking Bhagavan in the same way you become manifest in the world for man's benefit. May you become manifested in my heart. Be the guide of my intellect, guiding me on the path of truth, of dharma, of righteousness, of religion, the path which leads to welfare here and hereafter too. For this Mahavishnu, we join in humble salutations. Om Swashandra Chakram Sakirita Kundalam Sapita Vastram Saraseva Viksham Sahara Vakshastakaustumasriyam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturbhujam Om
करोति वाचाम् अनुवन्दते गिरिम् यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गम् सीतासमारोपितवामभागम् पाणौ महासायकचारुचापम् नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः ॐ नीलवर्णं पीतवस्त्रम् श्रीवत्सपदभूषितम् गोविन्दं गोकुलानन्दम् ब्रह्मायेरतिपूजितम् श्रीमहाविष्णुभगवानुभ्यो नमः नमामि
राधे कृष्णा मुरली वाला नंदलाला मुरली वाला नंदलाला गोपाला गोपाला राधे कृष्णा मुरली वाला नंदलाला मुरली वाला नंदलाला कृष्ण गोविंद पंखे बिहारी जय गुरु शंकर जय गिरधारी कृष्ण गोविंद पंखे बिहारी जय गुरु शंकर जय गिरधारी मुरली वाला नंदलाला मुरली वाला नंदलाला मुरली वाला नंदलाला गोपाला गोपाला राधे कृष्णा मुरली वाला नंदलाला मुरली वाला नंदलाला
हरे कृष्ण मुरली वाला
कृष्ण कन्हैया बाबा दर्शन दिखाना तेरे दर्शन बिन पाप हराना कृष्ण कन्हैया बाबा दर्शन दिखाना तेरे दर्शन बिन पाप हराना मुरली वाला नंदलाला मुरली वाला नंदलाला मुरली वाला नंदलाला गोपाला गोपाला राधे कृष्णा मुरली वाला नंदलाला गोपाला गोपाला राधे कृष्णा मुरली वाला नंदलाला मुरली वाला नंदलाला
Friends, Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai, Sharanam Prabhu. Alright, the people all set there to go. So let's not disappoint him. In the glorification of Bhagavan Vishnu, we'll join with feet in this story.
He Krishna Gopal Hare He Deen Dayal Hare He Krishna Gopal Hare He Deen Dayal Hare He Krishna Gopal Hare He Deen Dayal Hare
Krishna Gopal Hare
तुम करता तुम ही कारण तुम करता तुम ही कारण कर्म विकार हरे हे दीन दयाल हरे हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे हे दीन दयाल हरे कर्मयोग के मरम बताए परम तत्वयु गायते सुख समझाए सकसारिणी शरणागत के सकसारिणी शरणागत के सदगुणपाल हरे हे दीन दयाल हरे हे परम कृपाल हरे हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे हे दीन दयाल हरे हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे श्याम के गंगा में रंग गई मेरा रस पान को रस गान हुए जग पे करी सूरदासन सरस्वती माता यशोदा विदनारी के माता यशोदा विदनारी के माता यशोदा हरे हे दीन दयाल हरे हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे हे दीन दयाल हरे हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे हे दीन दयाल कृष्ण गोपाल हरे नंद लाल हरे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे नंद लाल हरे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे हे दीन दयाल हरे
महाविष्णु भगवान की जय शरणम प्रभु. I left out 2 names on our list for people to pray for. And Hemo, if you're looking, your daughter, we don't know her name, maybe you can send us a message and let us know her name. You got home because of that, Diana. And your grandson as well, who unfortunately had his toes amputated because of diabetic problems. So we wouldn't mind praying for them, and if you need to let us know their names, so we can put it on our list here. So I'm sure you're listening and you're watching, so send us an email or a message in Messenger. Alright, for those of you who are looking as well, we are all about helping each other. We pray for universal welfare, yes, but at the same time, if we can call the names of those we love and those that we know, it will help immensely to make the people, the family members, feel at ease and feel that they're doing something as well. So with that in mind, now we meditate on Bhagavan Shiv Shambhu. Did I give you flowers? Did you put that down? When the things start and you change the flowers, okay. It's a good one. Alright. Yeah, we learn as we go along, you know. Bhagavan is very understanding. So to this understanding divinity, whom we call Shiva, today we invite him to make his home in our hearts, to be the guide of our intellect, guiding us on the path that leads to welfare. He's symbolic of the giver of boons. Whatever desires we may have within our hearts, by the grace of Bhagavan Shiva, may we be guided to accomplish all the things that we set out to do. But most importantly today, I'd like to remind you, of course, and invite you to sit upright, to cast away the worldly cares we now have them. Let's put these at the back of the minds as we meditate on Bhagavan, asking him to make his home in our hearts and to be the guide, guiding us to welfare. Welfare being righteousness, health and prosperity, and everything else that goes with that. If we behave properly, everything will fall right. If we misbehave or we encourage bad habits, and things begin to go wrong. And that's unfortunately the problems of all humans. We all face the same difficulties, and we know how hard it is to be disciplined. But let's pray for that discipline in our hearts, that we may be able to accomplish all the things we set out to do without being sidetracked. To this Shiva today, we join in our salutations. Pashuram patim pavasham paresham Rajim vasvitim vasvanam pareyam Jata juta madhe suradagam mulavarim Mahadevamekam smarami smararim Om Suresham Saratinasham Vibhuvishwanatham Vibhutyam Vibhusham Virupakshamandvarakramanitrinetram Saranandamine Prarupanchavattam Om Girisham Ganesham Galeneelavarnam Gajendrahirudam Galatikvarupam Bhavam Bhasmaram Bhasmanam Bhushitamram Bhavani Kalatram Bhaje Panchavattam Om Shiva Panda Shambho Shashankaranamavare Maheshana Shuren Jatajutadhari Tvameko Jagatvyapako Vishwarupa Prasidam Prasidam Prabhupurnarupam Om Namaste Namaste Vibhu Vishwamurte Namaste Namaste
चिदानंदमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते प्रपयोगगम्यं नमस्ते नमस्ते शुद्धिज्ञानगम्यं ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाने विभो विश्वनाथ महादेव शम्भो महेश त्रिनेत्रम् शिवाकान्तस्मरारे पुरारे परम्यो वरेण्यो नामान्यो नगम्यं परम्यो वरेण्यो नामान्यो नगम्यम् ॐ श्री शिवशङ्कर भगवानभ्यो नमः नमामि ॐ रम्यं सुशोभनं दिव्यं सर्वसौख्याकरं शुभम् आसनं च मया रक्तं गृहाण शिवशङ्करं पुनः ॐ नमोऽस्तु नीलग्रीवायं सहस्राक्षाय विदुषे अथ ये अस्य सत्त्वानो हन्तेभ्यो अकरं नमः ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यमामृतम् ॐ वरुणस्य रूपं वन्मसि वरुणस्य स्तं सर्जनीस्तो वरुणस्य हृत्सदं यसि वरुणस्य हृत्सदं मासि वरुणस्य हृत्सदं मासि आद्यमर्घ्यमाच्मन्यं स्मरणं श्री शिवशङ्कर भगवान् पूजनम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ॐ गोक्षीरधामन्देशं गोक्षीरे मया कृतं स्नापनं देवदेवेश्वराण शिवशङ्करं शिवस्नानं श्री शिवशङ्कर भगवान् ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो नमः श्री शिवशङ्कर भगवान् पूजनम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो नमः She doesn't put her small ones on there. I am here to be your guide. If you don't want my guidance, tell me. I won't say anything. Om Shivvala Sarva Shivalo Manivala Stashvina Shabda Shirta Chunaste Rupa Pashupati Karmanyama Avilipta Raudra Namo Rupa Parajanya Ganga Jalslanam Shri Shiv Shankar Bhagwan Pujanam Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Namo Namah Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Namo Namah Prem Shri Shiv Shankar Bhagwan Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu Om Shikvatum Shansanpranam Jaraksham Param Vihan
Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Damaru bachave Shiva Shankar Kailashpati. Yuga yuga soya deep jalai. Shiva Shankar Kailashpati. Shivaya, Om Shivaya, Om Shivaya, bolo, Om Shivaya. Dum 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 dum. Om आके ऊपड़ा चिल्लत चंद्रमा मेरी नाग की माला आके ऊपड़ा चिल्लत चंद्रमा मेरी नाग की माला डमरू की धड़कन सिंगा के सीधी वाला मुझे बचन के निकाय वचन करते हाथ जो भी अगर सोया थी बनाए वचन करते हाथ ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय जाके जुटे से झिड़की गंगा बहुते ताप दिखाए जाके जुटे से झिड़की गंगा बहुते ताप दिखाए दरती और प्यासी ज्योति नहीं मां प्यास दिखाती ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय मंगल गौरी नाम में ओंका होली शक्ति दाता मंगल गौरी नाम में ओंका होली शक्ति दाता बहुत सागर से तारण से आओ लोक नाम में गाता मोहा माये मंगुराए शंकर में नाथ की जुगल सोया थी जलाए शंकर में नाथ की ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय
प्रेम से बोल श्री शिव शंकर भगवान की जय शरण प्रभु. Now the Panchakshara Stotram will go again today, and we'll ask everyone to leave this one. And we'd like to invite everyone to join in the chorus. Please don't sing with this, sing the lead singer, otherwise you make it look kind of tacky. Follow after he sings, he will call, you will repeat. That will make life easy for everybody. Thank you.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya, Rameshwaram Shiva Rameshwaram, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya, Rameshwaram Shiva Rameshwaram, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya, Shiva Shiva
This time, devotees and friends, we'll take the prasadam from those who have brought. At the same time, will be the Shiva Abhishekam. I just want to remind you to sanitize your hands after you finish touching utensils that others have, so that we keep ourselves clean at all times and safe. So maintain your distances first of all, and do what you've been doing for the past 2 years pretty much now. All right. Hariom Tat Sat Tat Sat Vishnu Sri Bhakti Vishnu Tara Sri Bharat Bhakti Vayo Shmanantri Ashtavin Shakti Krivi Kalivi Bhakti Namasya Namasya Seuri Namasya
Thank you.
हरि नाम का प्याला और हरे कृष्ण की माला ऐसी हवा गीत करके चला चले मतवाला हरि नाम का प्याला और हरे कृष्ण की माला हरि नाम का प्याला हरे कृष्ण की माला ऐसी हवा
Om Janti Mangal Kali Bhadrakali Kapale Durgakshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swara Namaste Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada
त्रेता युग में जब रावण ने त्रिभुवन को बहलाया वीर सूरज वीर बंधु ने नर रूप बनाया भक्त विभीषण का दुख हरे चले राम दिया के प्राण की लोक से न्यारी महिमा तो अक्षर के नाम की दो अक्षर के नाम की कह रहे पत्थर पानी पर ये लीला है राम के कह रहे पत्थर पानी पर ये लीला है राम के महिमा वेद पुराण सुना दे महिमा वेद पुराण सुना दे भगवान के वरदान की कथा भगत भगवान की कथा भगत भगवान भगवान को चिंतार भेजी है भक्तों के कल्याण की कथा भगत भगवान
Thank you. Everybody got their bhajan in, I hope. Alright, well, I'm so sorry that everybody can't get there, and because of that we haven't done the Chautal today as well, and I'm not sure when we're gonna get Ram again. Ram, you're here next week, I hope. What we need to do, guys, is to have the Chautal set up so that as soon as I finish here, I just move there and we begin right away, off the bat.
That was the plan.
That was the plan, but the singing went on a little bit longer than planned.
Then we just cut this up.
No.
And do this
Who's
one.
gonna stay here after 12 to do it? Alright, so I'm sorry, next week we have to plan a little bit better. I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is. To fill in the time, of course, we still have a pravachan which we will do at this time. And we are continuing our story of Rama in exile, of course, symbolizing the path that one needs to take to bring their ego under some kind of control. Ravan here is symbolic of the ego. He's killed in the end of the story, the battle. But to get there is the journey. And the journey is very tortuous. It's a very difficult journey. And all of us know how hard it is actually to meditate and to bring the mind under some kind of control. So bringing the mind under control is the first step towards culminating or bringing to an end the effects of the ego. And that's very hard to do, but we need to work on it. First, you gotta go into exile. That means, of course, doing meditation, sitting by yourself, bring those thoughts under control. And you try it sometime, you'll see how difficult. The more you try to bring it under control, the more they run away with you. So it's not an easy job, but this is a way that has been recommended by our saints and sages, and we continue to try. And it's not like this is the end. If you don't make it this time, there's no more chance for you. This is totally different. There never was a time when you and I were not. There never will be a time when we're not either. And what I'm speaking here is the very essence of what we are. You know, that essence is where the feeling is. If I took a pin and prick your hand now, you're alive, you'll feel it, right? Now if the same body dies and we prick it with a pin, does it feel? If he did, you will know. Because when you put him in the oven there and he starts burning up, you'll be screaming and jumping. So obviously, the feeling comes from within, not from the body itself. So there's something other than the body. And this is what we're working on. I've explained this several times already. But we want to continue from where we left off the last week. The last time we left off was, no man is the cause of one another's joy or their sorrow. And I have to repeat this again. The pain that we feel, especially when we get older, is supposed to be there. It's the rent that we pay, the taxes that we pay for the use of the body. If the body didn't bring pain with it, there will be no rent. Nobody goes scot-free. You get that? It's supposed to be funny, but a learning lesson as well. Nobody laughs anymore. I think I've said it enough.
Because we take it seriously, we know it's true, so we're not laughing.
So as we get older, you'll feel more and more pain. But you know, Bhagavan in his own wisdom sees to bring an end to when it just seems that we cannot be here anymore. And then of course we give him an opportunity to come back again in a new body, new feelings, new parents, probably same family, I don't know. We haven't been able to trace that, although there are some who does. But we gotta be really advanced spiritual to be able to remember previous births. And I don't think we're there yet. So Sri Ram is saying, no, Lakshman is saying, no man is the cause of another's joy or sorrow. All reap the fruit, brother, of their own actions. So it's our karma that determines. Karma pradhana vishwakaraka. Union and separation. The experience of good and evil, friends, foes, and neutrals. These are but snares of delusion. They make us tied to the world. And these relationships that we form seem like it's the best relationship that we got, and it probably is. But every relationship eventually comes to an end. And that kind of attachment, we need to get out of our system and become more detached. Now, it's not an easy thing to do as well, otherwise we wouldn't see so much grief when someone passes away. Because the attachment is there, it causes pain and separation. And everybody feels that pain, no matter who we are. Once we have certain connections with someone, we begin to feel the pang of separation, brings tears to the eyes, makes us say things that come from within, the feelings that we have for the person. This is only part of life. Birth and death, prosperity and adversity, destiny and time, all the entanglements of the world. What are they? We pick up this story from there. Let's begin with the part 2. Lokadiramam Rananganiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham Karunyarupan Karunakaram Ramachandram Sharanam Prabhade
Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Alright, so far. So the prosperity, adversity, destiny and time, and all the entanglements of the world. What are they? Land, home, property, wealth, city and household, Swarg and Narak, all human affairs, all that you can see or hear or imagine in your mind, all are rooted in ignorance. Now, this is going to cause a lot of people to think. Here, Lakshmi is saying nothing exists in reality. Now, we gotta understand what this means. So let me take some time. Let me take some time to explain this reality. Reality is something that never changes. Does the land change? Every time a new tree grows up, it changes, right? So it's never the same. Does your body change? Every single day it changes. Every day cells are dying, and every day new ones are being born. Does your well change? You can answer that. It grows, right? If you're a good investor, you should grow. Does your household change? Yes, the kids grow up and they leave. Everything is changeable. So these are transitory things that happen in our lives. And we ourselves, the body dies eventually. So the body is real while it's here. It's not like it's not real. It's real because I can touch it, I can feel myself. But it's for a limited time only. It's transitory. It's not going to be here forever. So the reality, there's only one, actually there are three realities when you think about it. What are they? Anybody? Time changes all the time. Time is moving forward, it never stops. Yes, I think Raprak got it right there. So what are they? Bhagwan, the God principle, divinity, Jivatman, never changes. It does change to a certain extent because karma keeps going in and out all the time. And the other thing that does not change is matter. There never was a time when the matter, the same matter that exists in the cosmos right now, has always been in the cosmos. And it's only about 0.0001% of what exists. Very small amount. And you see this earth, we say, oh, the earth is, look what we do to gain land from other people. Look what we do to get property from other people. And what happens? We leave it here and move on. So this is what reality is. The matter does not change. It's forming and reforming continuously, yes. The same way the body is forming and reforming, so does the matter that exists in existence. So existence has always been the same way. It never changes. I know some traditions say, okay, the world was made in 6 days and then God rested on the 7th. God never rests, by the way. There is no need for Him to rest. And we say Him because our language is limited. I always seem to think it's a male God, but really and truly, the divinity is formless, beyond names and beyond forms. I keep saying that all the time. Beyond names and beyond forms. But we use the names and the forms as tools to help us to keep the mind from wandering so we can meditate upon what we're doing and keep the thoughts clear of keep the mind clear of any thoughts. So we gotta begin somewhere. For us who are beginning our process of spiritual endeavors, we need assistance. We use the forms and the names to help us. Because the divinity is beyond names, beyond forms. All human affairs, all that we can see, hear, or imagine. Your imagination changes all the time, so it's not permanent. All these things are impermanent, are rooted in ignorance. And why? Because we think they are real. Look how the kind of behavior that we go in to accumulate wealth, to accumulate all the kind of stuff that we want in this life because we think we'll need it sometime in the future. And there's nothing wrong in being wealthy, okay? Don't get me wrong, I'm not speaking against wealth here. Okay? The wealthier you are, the better it is. Believe me. but obtain your wealth by righteous means and proper use. Not by swindling others, not by cheating others. That is what is being told by our text. Obtain it by proper means, legal means, proper means, and use it wisely. I think a lot of us, especially in this day of give me. In this day, as soon as a child wants something, the parents go out of their way. I know this for a fact. Out of their way to make sure they get it. And what they do, they play with it for 2 days and throw it away. Look at it. The sacrifice that we make waiting in line for long periods of time to be able to obtain a toy for your kid. These are sacrifices parents make. And they have little appreciation for it, because the minute they get upset, they cuss you up and they're gone. and then they want to come back. Now I gotta tell you a story here. If I don't tell it now, I probably forget. My wife told me the other day, she says, if you don't give me a romantic gift this time for Valentine, I'm gonna burn it. So I said, good. So I got her a gift actually. And what it is, it's so romantic. It's a pack of agarbatti. There, this is your Valentine's gift.
What's this thing going in? You're very lucky. I don't even know the last thing
I had to relieve that tension a little bit there. I see a lot of you looking worried.
That's past what year, but that's good.
She can burn it.
You probably took my own agarbatti too much.
So what did the saint is saying? Nothing exists in reality means that nothing is permanent. The changes are constantly happening. The only thing that does not change is the divinity, the jiva, and the matter. It's forming and reforming, yes. It looks like it's changing, but it doesn't. The exact amount of atoms that existed in the beginning exist today. There's nothing added on, nothing taken away. It's all there in different forms. Dua. सपने हो विकार रंगनाथ पति होई ओ रामा रंगनाथ पति होई जागे लाभन हानि कजु दिव्य प्रपंच रामा दिव्य प्रपंच सपने होई विकार रंगनाथ पति होई रामा रंगनाथ पति होई जाने रावण हानि कछु देव पंच जिय होई रामा देव पंच जिय And just as in a dream, the king thinks dreams that he becomes a beggar, or a pauper, dreams that he is the king. Yet, on waking, the king does not lose, nor does the pauper gain. It's all a dream, because the change has not occurred. So must we look upon this world that we live in. We don't own anything. We cannot take anything. And even the clothes that they put on your back, if your family didn't put it there, when you get to that state, there won't be any. Think about it. Because at that time you cannot help yourself. When you're strong and healthy, it looks like things will go on forever. But the time comes when an end does take place. And when that happens, anyone who leaves the world, their hands are always open. Usually it's folded on top of the other one. But when we make our entrance, you notice the child's hands are always closed? Now why is that so? The only time you close your hand is when you hold something, isn't it? What is it that you're holding? You're holding your innocence, a new sheet to start on. You're also holding a promise there to go on. After this pain of birthing that I have gone through, I don't think I want to experience this again. And I'm going to do everything within my heart, my ability to make sure that this cycle comes to an end. But all too soon, the doctor puts a slap on the bum. The child hollers, the parents smile, the child is crying. Everybody is happy. And then that child grows up to be you and I. Think about it. Where are we on this spiritual path that will help us to get there? Free us from the cycle of births and deaths. Only we can answer that. Once we hold enmity to others, once we're jealous of others, once we can't hold our temper together, the ego is really acting. Because all these are products of that ego. Now the ego has one good thing in it. It's the identity of each one of us. That identity is good. And the hope and the desire for liberation should always be there. We must never extinguish that hope. Why is it that we want to live as long as possible? You know why? It's very simple. Even when we are on our deathbed, we're hoping that we'll continue. The idea is if we recover from this, I have learned my lesson, and I'll do everything within my power now to ensure that I make some spiritual progress. But we've been given so much time already. Yet we want another minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But yet, I gotta be honest, you go to the deathbed of, I've been there before, I've seen it. You're at the deathbed, you're trying to sing the name of Bhagwan, just so the person who's about to decease will remember the Bhagwan's name and chant it as we go along. But instead of thinking of the name and calling the name, what they're doing? Oh, the boy not come yet, man? Why? Because we're so tied to the world. We're so tied to our family. We want everybody to be there. There's nothing wrong in being there. There's nothing wrong in having the family there. But be able to rise above that. And that only comes through practice. That only comes through practice. It cannot happen any other way. If you're used to being tied to the world, when the time comes to depart, that's all on your mind. I'm tied to this world. I want worldly things. But if we tie ourselves to Bhagwan and start controlling ourselves and thinking about that, guess what? Like Mahatma Gandhi, and I know my friend there doesn't like Gandhi. Gandhi taught us one thing. Shot, he's dying, what he says? Hey Ram.
Yeah.
That man had the presence of mind, in spite of all that he's done. And he hasn't done everything good, I gotta be honest.
He was an atheist.
He probably was, but he called for Ram at the end there. But you know, Hinduism is probably the only religious tradition that accepts atheism as part of it. God is not the central, God is a tool that we use to get there where we want to go. The God principle, I shouldn't say God, God is something else. But that's a tool that we use to help us to get where we want to go. The main thing is liberation, moksha, freedom, freedom from conditioning, freedom from the cycle of births and deaths. To get there, all these little rituals that we perform, all these little satsang that we get to, is to help us to bring that mind under control. To help us to reach to you. These are the tools that we all use. You might think, oh, I gotta go to the temple, I gotta do this. We welcome you here. Because this is where you learn the truth. And I'm not gonna knock around with it, okay? I'm not telling anybody to believe anything. Search for yourself, I can tell you. But you have to think about it and you have to accept it for yourself. All I can do is pass on that little experience that I have and hope that it catches on so with somebody. I want to light a fire under you. This is why I'm here. If I can light that fire of search, of inquiry, I've accomplished my duty. But each one of us has a path to travel. Journey everyone has to walk. The journey of life has to be made by each of us. But unless we set a goal, like I said last week, nobody plans to fail, but we all fail to plan. So we got to start planning ahead. Where would I like to be in 5 years' time? Where would I like to be in 10 years' time? Where do I want to be when my time comes to an end?
Go sit down.
Only we can answer that question. I can't answer it for you, you can't answer it for me. I would certainly like to achieve liberation, but I know it's not going to happen in this lifetime. But you know what? I'm laying a foundation for the next time I come here. And whatever spiritual things that we do, as Krishna says in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it never goes to waste. It's not like a man who has planted his field and when it's time to reap it, he just leave it there and the rain comes and wets everything and all this is no good. With spiritualism, we bring it back as vasanas into the next. Why do you think some people, when they're young, they want to pursue religious activities? And some of us get old, ready to kick the bucket, and we still haven't caught up. Why is that? The vasanas that comes with us from life to life to life are what manifests itself in this life. And not all of them too. Because don't think that it has to end here. This is not our only chance. We've been coming here for the past thousands and millions of years probably, I don't know. Whenever humanity started, humanity is not the only thing that exists. There are other things, and this is not the only planet where people like us probably reside. We don't know, because we haven't developed enough technology to find out. But do you think by just chance this one Earth planet has people living on it, or humans? Is it possible? What kind of fluke is it that it only happened here?
Oh, you can't probably be.
No, but your karma can take you to another planet too.
Go in space.
I don't know. I got it's something to think about, okay? Because no one has been able to prove it otherwise. But if water exists somewhere, then life can exist. The same way it evolved here, it will evolve elsewhere. Now, what brings the water, first of all? I have to close here very quickly. What brings the water? There are two elements. One is called hydrogen, and the other one is called oxygen. And by combining the two together in explosion, your byproduct is water. And those two things are the basis of all life. The entire sun, planet, is all hydrogen and helium, and it's burning continuously. What is it burning from? It's using up oxygen. So think about it. That's where the source is from. Everything eventually came from there. Sun is the center. So like all atoms, if you look at it, the model that this cosmos has, everything revolves around the sun. In the atom, you have the proton and the neutron, the nucleus, and the electrons are all around it. The model is exactly the same. That model is used everywhere. And not only this galaxy, but everyone else. And we don't know how many there are. NASA has been sending out spaceship there years and years ago to find out how many more. Once in a while, it takes light years for the image to travel. So the thing sees it at now, 1 year later, they get a picture. So this is where we're living in, friends. And you know, we have been given a great opportunity. The opportunity to be born as a human being. A human being who's able to think, who's able to act compassionately, who's able to progress spiritually. And you tell me about atheists? Bhagwan has nothing to do with all of this. Not a thing. Karma pradhana vishwaka rakha. It's the karma that is paramount in all things that we do. Prem Swasyapati Ramachandra ki jai. I want to wish everybody a happy Valentine tomorrow. And I have a document here that my helper gave me. Let me see quickly. I want to thank everybody for coming and those who have joined us online as well. Please send your comment if you can, comment so we know you visited while it's live. Molly does, I know, she does a lot. She does a lot.
We have people from Guyana.
And people are looking from everywhere. We got followers all over the place, so it's good. But please share the thing as well. Send it to your friends through Messenger or whatever, so they can see it and work along with us. I really appreciate that. Tuesday, February 15th, which is the day after Valentine's Day, is Purnima. Monday the 28th is Mahashivratri, and we'll be keeping vigil all night that day until Tuesday morning. And we hope to have a breakfast for those who stay back. So please plan ahead. March the 17th is the Satyanarayana and the Holy Cow burning as well. So that's March the 17th. 18th will be Phagwa. That means 18th is the Phagwa. the booking for Shivratri has already been taking place. Aren't you here last week, helper?
Oh, yes, I was.
Why you put it here? You can please talk for it to book, that's already booked. We want to thank all the musicians and the singers who are here today, and I gotta be so thankful to Amar. Amar, I tell you, enliven this place up and bring it to a crescendo. And when that Namah Shivaya was going on, my hair was standing at the back of my head here. And the drummer has done excellent as well, especially on that one there. Ram, I tell you, I don't know what we'll do without the two of you, but let's hope it's because of the COVID we got you, by the way. But COVID is going to come to an end very soon. For those who are celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, we'd like to wish you all the best. Membership, of course, this year, 2022 is due. And this year we hope to have a change of administration here. I hope so anyway. I'm too old and too decrepit to continue as president. I need somebody to take over, somebody young, somebody who has a vision of what they would like to see happen. And please, if you're interested, talk to me. We'll see how we can work it out. Now, John is celebrating a birthday today. That's Molly's husband. He's not here. She's praying for him.
Unless he can't sit that long.
What?
Not today, his next Sunday.
No, it's okay. I'm just joking. That's all.
No, next Sunday is his birthday.
John, I hope you're listening.
Yeah, he is.
$100, $170. Oh, $170. Are you buying time? Mike Virelli, thank you, Mike. $100, we really appreciate it. And for those who send their donation in, we have to thank all of you. And we're asking people outside there, if you were listening, you can use the donation to help with the paying of the bills. We had the leaking toilet there for I don't know how long. Water bill was over $2,000, so we had to change the toilet. That's why it's in the front there. We had to change it last week, and I got to thank Peter and his cousin. Who was it, Pete?
My brother.
Your brother, for coming and helping us out to install it.
Jai Paul, brother?
Anupa Chand, $100, and Suraj Dev Saw, $100 as well. So that's Lolita's mom. So thank you, Mom, for us, Lolita. We really appreciate it. So thank you all for the donation. We appreciate that. And oh yes, and one more thing. All the ladies, I'm not sure. I think we should give it to the men to give it to the ladies. But Dika has bought some roses, red roses for the Valentine for all the ladies. And we really appreciate that, Dika. Much appreciation. Thank you so much. So thank you all. Make sure you collect your flower before you go home. And
2 advertisements, remember?
2 advertisements.
Yeah.
One is Amar.
Right.
And one is Mike. Yes, okay. Let me do that too advertisement. Mike, we really appreciate your support of the Boys and Dharma Temple. Mike is a real estate agent, as some of you may know. I've said it before. He's a supporter of the temple. We really thank him for that. And if you find yourself in a trouble in a way that you need a real estate agent, contact Mike. He's on Facebook. He's on through here. You can get it too. And also Amar, of course, he's a foot specialist. If you have problems with your foot, call Amar. Call us. We'll give you his number. You can contact him, and he can help you to ease the pain. I gotta tell you, my pain is still here, so I need to work with you a little bit more.
My pain is gone. Thank you.
You're just
All right.
You know, if the pain completely gone, it's not good for business.
I know. I know that. Thanks for the reminder. Hey, but without pain, we don't know we're alive. That's number one.
No pain, no
And
pain.
I'm not paying my rental if I'm not paying. I'm not paying my rental for the use of this body. So thank you all for coming. I think I've done it a little bit overtime again. Let's stand for our tea and rules.
Arati Shri Rama
Prince Sri Ramchandra Bhagwan ki jai, Sharanam Prabhu.